Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Trying to back out, but there's a mother with two little children and a puppy she can't control on a leash, and I don't want to run anyone over. All right, all accounted for. Here we go. So, hi. How are you? I'm fine. Thanks for asking. I have to run home before going to the Addressing Gettysburg Business Network's whatchamacallit. Oh God. Thank you guys. Business mixer. That's what I'm looking to say. But of course, I'm gonna go a little bit through the battlefield. So I thought I'd take you along, so you can get your little glimpse of it. You know, there's sun today. It's supposedly 81 degrees, and that's exciting. Also, I forgot that I have to get gas, so you might actually watch me run out of gas. Oh, it's Bethany Yingling right over there. I'm doing a video. Oh, wave out the window. Wave out the window. You go. You go. You go. You go. That was Bethany Yingling coming clearly from her office. Don't know where she's going. Hello, Peter. Hello, Eric. Eric says, howdy, I will be on for about 5 minutes. My plane is about to leave from Memphis, heading to Corinth, Shiloh tonight and tomorrow. Oh, very nice, Eric. Eric, are you, call me later, if you will, or text me. Are you coming to Brandy Station? Because I might go down there the night before and stay with my family. Cindy has to work on that Saturday. So if we need to carpool, we might not need to carpool, but if we do, I'm gonna need somebody who's gonna be here to be in command of the carpool cavalcade. But I also might not be going the night before, so it all depends on you. All right, I'll call you, or I'll talk to you later. All right, so we're going down Steinware Avenue, as you can see. Very, it's bustling for a Monday. I found in the last several years, basically since COVID, Mondays are busy. It's Tuesday and Wednesday that's kind of dead around here. So I thought that was interesting. The ebb and flow of the tide of tourists changed after the vid. Yes, it is a nice, beautiful Monday here, Peter, and it is long overdue. We've had a few. I think it's supposed to be nice and warm this week. It's 80 now, but it doesn't feel. It's actually like a cool 80, if that makes sense. There's no humidity, so that's nice. But yeah, whatever. Just spent a show. I'm going to for the anniversary month. I'm going to put out a few Patreon shows from the past year. The one I did today, the preview for it got a lot of action and brought in a lot of patrons. So clearly people are interested in the subject, which I'm very surprised about. It's the general staff episode, difference between Lee's staff and Meade's staff with Doug Dowd. So the full episode will be released on YouTube. I think I said morning of July 1st. That night, the July 2nd special will come out. The July 1st special will be out on the 30th, as well as the full episode of the video version of what's his name, Corey Aish, talking about Aaron Brainerd Jerome. That'll be out on the 30th as well. God, the rain we got here all month May, it was ridiculous. Yeah, here too. Everything is just saturated. Peter says, I was excited to see last night's preview, but my phone was overheating. Don't you hate that? Don't you hate when your phone overheats? I'm Andy Rooney. Don't you hate it when your phone overheats? Yes, Andy Rooney, I do. All right, so we're going to turn up Wheatfield Road, and we'll just go up Sedgwick and Hancock Avenue. I'll probably lose service if I try to go down into the Valley of Death, or now we call it Beaver Valley now, but at time it was considered sacred ground. At a time, it was considered sacred ground. So here we go. Here we go, Sedgwick. And I still think there's a iffy cell spot up here as well. But it's nice to drive. One good thing about the rain is everything is nice and green. Nice and green. Now to my left, the field to my left, you can see a lot of saplings and things like that. This too was cleared, and you get a better idea of what the Confederates would have had to slog through if Sickles had stayed here when it's cleared, but it's not clear. It'll look like the 70s and then somewhere down the road they'll clear it again, and we'll all be like, oh, hooray, and then, sunrise, sunset, rinse and repeat, blah blah blah. That sounded more like Andy Richter than Andy Rooney. Oh, that's good. I like that. That's good. Maybe I'll start working on an Andy Richter impersonation. Jeffrey says, I'll be going on a safari later and try to find my shed to get the lawnmower out to try to battle the grass. Grant says, is that your egg? Oh, that's good, Grant. Oh, sorry. I fell asleep because it's the same old joke again. I've seen that one before. By the way, Grant, in the Doug Dowds episode that's coming out in July, your Depends that you sent me make an appearance. Ty says, oh, it's Rye Web from here on out. Yeah, I like Rye Web. That's a good one. And as we head up here, we see the Pennsylvania Monument, that big, huge thing there. Everybody knows that. Maybe you don't, but that's what it is if you don't. And right here to the left is the 1st Minnesota. 1st Minnesota. Only Minnesota regiment here at Gettysburg. Suffered some 82% casualties. And still, they were, an important part of the battle. All right, we'll continue on. And here we are continuing. So what we'll do is we'll go up here into town, and then I'll have to head out of town and stop and get gas. And that is where, and I'll also show you the new location, the future location, the location of Devil's Den Donuts, which has not opened yet, but will open, I believe, by the end of June, as the soft opening, and the grand opening will be 4th of July. And you'll be able to get Little Ground Top and our new dark roast blend, Devil's Blend. And the logo for that is currently being worked on. So now you've got a medium roast, Little Ground Top, and Devil's Blend, the dark roast. And you will be able to get a cup of either at Devil's Den Donuts, as well as a bag. The one thing that you can't do at Bantam at this point, I think they got another espresso machine, so I think they're going to feature Little Ground Top once in a while, so you can get a cup there. But if you want a cup, especially in the morning on your way into work, if you're a local, stop at Devil's Den Donuts, get yourself a donut and a cup of Little Ground Top or Devil's Blend, of course. See you, Eric. Have a safe flight. Ty says, according to guides, almost everything in battle happened around the Pennsylvania Memorial. It's a good point. It's a good point. It's an easy thing to see from afar. You know, I wonder how many people think that, you know, thousands of troops were clustered around that little patch of grass when people use that as a reference point. Peter says, oh, cool. Definitely have to check out next time I'm down. Rich says, I'm excited for Devil's Blend. When will it be available? We are going to release it on July 2nd, just like we did last year with, well, actually, no, last year we were going to do it on July 2nd, but then when they announced when Little Round Top was going to be opened, we said, oh, well, now we need to release it when Little Round Top is open. So I think we released it in June 24th, if I'm not mistaken. But this year we're going for the anniversary of the Battle of Devil's Den, and so it's going to come out on the 2nd. But you should be able to get a cup. You know, that's a great question. Well, yeah, no, you'll. I think it'll be available at for the soft opening of Devil's Den Donuts, or maybe not. Maybe I'll tell her, hold on, don't release that just yet. I don't know. But you'll be able to get it online on July 2nd. Charles Adams says, hey, Matt, is this the place where we fought Spain for the freedom of Cuba? That's exactly right. Thank you, Charles. You know, a lot of times people really don't know what the Battle of Gettysburg was, and Charles got it. Sixth question says, Pennsylvania Monument, easy to spot from multiple points on the battlefield, even from Hers Ridge during the winter. That's right. Mike, what's the latest with the car? Have you gotten one? Did you go to Hanover Nissan over the weekend? We're all wondering. Give us an update. Update. Jeff says, here's an idea. Heritage Depot should come out with some AG Little Ground Top and Devil's Blend merch for those of us that can't get enough coffee. Great idea. We will get on it. Currently, We are working on our regimental t-shirts. Very simple, no artwork, just the name of the regiment over the left breast, and it's Gettysburg numbers. So how many they brought to the field, how many they lost on the back. Very simple. It should say it all. Well, of course it doesn't, but it should be poignant enough. And then we're going to work on some designs about the ladies of Gettysburg. Not enough about them. I don't see enough of them on t-shirts. And by God, they did some shit. They did some shit, and they deserve to be on a t-shirt. So we're putting some on there. We've got a couple of designs in the works. Then, what was the other thing? We got some America 250 stuff that we're working on, and oh boy, a lot of stuff, ladies and gentlemen, a lot of stuff. Jeff says those are great regiment shirts. Thank you. Have you got one yet? Just curious if you did, which one you got. We've got a whole list of them. Obviously, I mean, it would be great if we had one for every regiment. But the reality of it is, not everybody is going to buy one for every regiment, number one. Number two, most regiments, most people don't even know about. So we're going with the low-hanging fruit first, obviously, and we'll work our way around from there if we need to. But I don't think we'll need to. I think we'll get the big ones out of the way. You should come out with a blend in honor of Cam and market it as being brewed with water from the Beaver Bayou. That sounds delicious. Six Questions says, hello, Alex from Switzerland. Thank you for joining us. Very nice to have international viewers. Shit. I want to go this way. See, I'm not paying attention, guys. Six Questions says, I did, and buying a car is proving to be more difficult than pooping a whole pineapple. That is painful and very difficult sounding. Yeah, it's not easy, Mike. It's not easy. Are you looking for, I know you're looking at like pre-owned, but are you looking for just used? Maybe something to just kind of get you through the next year and then break down and then you can go find something else, or I don't know. Michael Lawson says, I just received my latest issue of, sorry, there's a glare, I can't read all this at once. The Civil War Monitor magazine. It's about the 50th reunion at Gettysburg. Great pictures, interesting facts. 6 veterans died during the reunion. Yes, they did. Yes, they did. Something poignant about that, I'm sure, right? Jeff says, order is coming soon for the regiment shirt. Wife's birthday ate up my extra funds. Should have gotten her a shirt now that she's all into it. By the way, wish her a happy belated birthday, or belated happy birthday. Cam's Swamp Dragons Brew. That's a good one. Alex says, name of your town and states. Yes. Yes. We are in Gettysburg, Pennsylvania. Jeff says, I'm sorry, Ty says, Jeff, sounds like the perfect gift for the wife's birthday, though. That's what, exactly. Thank you. God. First of all, who is Sydney Sweeney, and why would anybody want her use bathtub soap or bathwater soap? It's disgusting. What is wrong with people? Jim says, yesterday I was sitting in my car eating veggie sandwich at Sheetz on Baltimore Street, and the amount of cretins I saw enter and exit was astounding. I know. I don't know what you mean by cretins, but I'm disappointed too when I come to town. For me, it's like you go in there and like it's the, you know what it is? It's the teenagers. They come in, they're loud, they're obnoxious, they get in your way, they don't care. Used bathwater is a valuable purchase. Okay, well maybe in Australia, Graham. Pre-owned, I would prefer not to be in this position in a year. Yeah, I know. But sometimes you got to do what makes sense for the moment, just so that you can get through to the next step. And it sucks. But that's what the Greeks called life. Michael says, I just rechecked the magazine I mentioned, and 9 veterans died during the reunion. Oh, was it 9? Oh, okay. See, you said 6, and I was like, I thought it was 3. But there you go. I knew it was divisible by 3. Well, let's see. I'll show you first the Devil's Den Donuts location so you know where to go. Here it is. Okay, here it is. There it is, Devil's Den Donuts. All right? Now, don't say I never showed you anything. So now we're going to go and get some gas. Very exciting. Very exciting moment. Let me see here real quick. Do you have a piece of that? Yes, whatever. Just check makes blah, blah, blah. Peter said, I could picture 6Q with a 1970s motorcycle with a sidecar, a little like John Candy and Armed Dangerous. Actually, that would be great. Ty says, that's why Matt isn't having his celebrity charity golf tournament this year. 6 people died last year. That's right. I know a girl from your town. All right. John Stewart. Hello, John Stewart. How are you? And Grant says, Matt playing golf is a hilarious thought. You know what's funny about that? You're right. Except when I was in high school, senior year, spring semester, we got to choose an activity to do because it was outdoors that whole semester. And so you had to pick like something to do. So I just thought I'd goof off and I picked golf. I had no interest in golf. But the gym teacher was like, you got a really good swing. You should have gone out for the golf team. And I was like, I had no idea. And then my dad heard that, and he was into golf, and he was like, oh, well, yeah. And then, he gave me his old clubs, and he's like, let's go out, So I went golfing with my friend Pete and my dad and one of the guys that worked for him. And I got about 6 holes in before my ADD kicked in, and I got bored with it. But here's the problem. First time up at bat, as they say in another sport, I swung, and everybody was like, oh, my God, you got a good swing. And from that moment on, I couldn't hit the ball for shit. And that was the last time I ever tried golf. Peter Zach, now with my back, I don't think I'd be able to do it. John says, you would have gotten away with it too if it weren't for those meddling kids. That's right. Dear Sydney Sweeney, says Jim, thanks for the memories. Peter Zach says, ugh, reminds me of that English movie where the strange guy drinks the bathwater after. Ugh, what is that? What is that about? What is that about? Ty says, I look like Dorf on golf. Remember that? Dorf? Yes. Dorf was hilarious to look at, but didn't have any sticking power. But John Stewart says, the Klingon security chief on Star Trek TNG. Do not know. No, that's not who Dorf is. Anyway, that's Tim Conway. I got to go. You guys have a great day. It was great talking with you. Thanks for joining me on my drive. And I'll see you tomorrow night. Jim Hessler coming on Ask a Gettysburg Guide. Was Hazel Grove on Sickles' mind at the Peach Orchard? That's what we're discussing. It should be fun. We want you calling in. Super chats at $10 or more. Get right on the air. We'll see you tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. Bye-bye. Yes, Peter, it's always live now. Ask a Guides are always live now. Except for when we're off, then they're pre-recorded. But they'll be premiered as live. So, same time, same channel, all that crap. All right, later.